I want to show you what FMP can do. So FMP should be connected here. You do have to make sure that you specify to use FMP, or what it will sometimes do is default back to the Claude chat. And that is very bad because then it's just going to pull from online websites, Yahoo, Finance, etc. So you do want to make sure every time that you are seeing the FMP logo, we have the exact data coming through and we have the full endpoint suite available. I've got my sample portfolio connected in the folder. You can see a variety of positions, Nvidia, Microsoft, etc. So keep that in mind, but it can still pull information for any stock, even if your portfolio is not connected. Let's run through 5 prompts. The first one that's cool is just a full snapshot. Let's say you're researching a stock, maybe you want to buy, or maybe you are just analyzing something in your portfolio. You can find out the full snapshot of its current price, how it's moved this month, valuation versus its 5-year average, last quarter's results versus analyst estimates, current analyst price targets, which is cool to see what real analysts are thinking about a particular position, and any red flags in recent filings. So if you click always allow, because I haven't done this before in this chat, okay, so you can see it's generated the snapshot. It's talked about, this is actually important. If you have your strategy document with your thesis, this is basically what you build over time, like a thesis for why you entered in a certain position, what your invalidation is. It'll tell you if there's something that breaks or triggers a certain thesis. The next prompt that's really cool is that you can pull earnings reports or filings. And these are obviously big market drivers. So you can ask, in this case for Tesla, Claude to summarize what actually changed in the quarter in terms of revenue drivers, margins, or guidance. And I'm asking it to flag anything management seems to be downplaying or burying. So you can see Claude is actually using FMP, but in conjunction with other sites. So Claude automatically cross-references information if it needs to pull more context aside from the live data. So you can see here, it's pulling the full filings digest. It says that volume is genuinely back. So they have a Q2 record for deliveries, but it's flagging a bit of shenanigans that went on with SpaceX, so something that's being buried that you should be aware of. And then it gives you a final output or a read. So a Stillman bull case where it maybe breaks my rules based on my context, and it gives me some sources to look into. This is amazing for researching a stock. The third prompt out of the 5, which I like, and stick around for the last one because that's where I'm going to show you how to automate a report, which I think is really cool, on a schedule that can get sent to you every morning. It's awesome. But the third prompt is comparison. So when you have to weigh up 2 investments that you like, I can compare both of them. So the growth, the fees, etc. So for this example, I'm doing AMD versus Nvidia. So a comparison table, but you can do this for any stock, any crypto position. And I find it really helpful to be able to easily compare 2 potential investments, because a major element of investing and trading is opportunity costs. It's not just about making money. It's also about ensuring that you're in the right asset with the right risk-adjusted returns. So missing out on an investment that had a lower level amount of risk that ends up performing the same as another investment is actually a mistake in opportunity cost terms, because your risk beta could have been more favorable, but you potentially made the wrong decision. So it's a very important part of investing, and that's where I like comparative prompts like this. So you can see we have the full comparison table, and it has the outcome that it thinks Nvidia is probably a better hold over the next 5 years, but obviously with some caveats. I've saved the best 2 prompts for last. The previous prompts are all on stocks that you already know, but Datasets has access to pretty much all information on all stocks, so it can also be used to find opportunities. You might be looking for small caps, you might be looking for hidden gems, and this is where this prompt is really strong. Screen the market for small caps under 2 billion with revenue growth above 25%, positive free cash flow, and expanding margins. Cross-check against analyst coverage and flag the 3 to 5 trading furthest below price targets. Give me the bull case and the biggest risk for each. This prompt is really good because it can help you find things that you weren't aware of. This screening prompt does require a paid plan. The higher your plan, the more data you're going to get, the more historical data. So if you want access to earnings call transcripts, mutual fund holdings, institutions, like all of this extra stuff to help get edge, Ultimate's honestly the best. But really, the biggest jump is going to be between basic and starter. So start with basic. Then if there are prompts that you're finding you can't execute, move to starter and then move up the ladder a bit. I'm personally on the ultimate plan, but you don't need this for this prompt. It just helps with the extra data. With the parameters that I gave it, there are 106 potential stocks that fit those parameters. It's going to fan out the rest of the market across parallel agents, and it's going to condense the data into a final list. So this is extremely cool. It's ranked the small cap opportunities, and then it gives you the bull case and the biggest risk. But this is the coolest prompt of them all. I want to set up a scheduled task for every morning at 9 a.m. I'm going to select weekdays only, and I want it as an HTML artifact, and I'm going to give it the prompt. Then I'm going to send it what loop I want it to run. So overnight moves in the major indexes, latest news on my portfolio, flag if anything hits my holdings, upcoming earnings I need to watch, etc. So literally every day, I just get a morning report at 9 a.m. And unlike using a normal Claude chat, I'm using FMP, so I'm getting all of the actual data, so it's not going to hallucinate and give me wrong information. So right now it's going to pull up an example morning report so you can see what you'll get every morning. Here's a tip for you. If you go into the top left corner of Claude and click on scheduled tasks, you can see all of your current scheduled tasks. You can see this has already been created. So you can see all of your scheduled tasks here. You could have 10 running at once. A lot of people don't even know you can do this, but this is how you create agentic workflows that work without you being involved. So it just gave me a morning loop with the overnight tape of what happened across the entire market, all of my positions based on my real sample portfolio. If you do this, it'll be based on your real portfolio, what moved and why, and the day ahead. This means that you can literally take that procrastination that a lot of us have had in the past of like checking positions and rebalancing. It can take all of that off the table. And with the execution layers now being automatable as well, so rebalancing using agents in Robinhood, in brokerages, which are coming to a lot of brokerages now through Alpaca, even interactive brokers, like you're now going to be able to start automating execution through Claude as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Subscribe to the channel for more content like this. We're only dropping bangers here on Mars Deutsche Finance. I'll see you in the next video. Have a lovely rest of your day. Peace out.